This edition of YouTube Suggestions is brought to you by Corbin's Nose Burgers and Muck. When you want to pick a big juicy burger, slide into Corbin's Nose, now with buttered buns. Okay, first of all, I realize that there are only about 3 people that are going to get the whole joke on that ad, but sometimes these things are just for me. Alright, welcome to another edition of YouTube Suggestions. If you've never seen one of these before, or even if you have, because there are some slight changes, I give a brief rundown of 5 different channels on YouTube. It stems from being my own version of a shout-out. And these are not necessarily people that are subscribed to this channel, even though some of them are. If there are some channels here you are not familiar with, I just ask that you give them a closer look and subscribe if you like what you see. Thank God for editing. When I started doing this, it was simply about channels with good content that I found enjoyable. It had nothing to do with how many subscribers that channel had, if they were considered a big channel or a little channel. It was just about good content. And early on I centered one of these on smaller channels, and someone made the comment that it was about time someone did one of these for small channels. And I've pretty much been concentrating on small channels since then, not necessarily because of that comment. I'll just leave that one in. Not because of that comment, but it was in the back of my mind. Now I'm making it official. YouTube Suggestions from here on out will concentrate on smaller channels that I enjoy and I think people might like. Now I don't want to steer completely away from the original concept, which is just recognizing good content. That's all I really wanted to do, was recognize good content. So in each edition we'll mention the 6th channel, which will be one of the bigger YouTube channels that frankly don't need the help of a 400 and something subscriber channel like this one, but I still like to do it because there are even bigger channels some people may not have come across. Now you'll notice the title has changed some. I was categorizing channels, using like a subtitle, live streams, creative creators, and so on and so forth. There's various reasons I did this. The main reason was simply to differentiate between the videos. But I found I was starting to paint myself into a corner when it came to coming up with a title and then having 5 channels that fit nicely into that title. And then plus I've always kind of wondered always worried if people coming across it thought, well, are these the only people he finds creative? Are these the only live streams that he thinks are worth going to? So I'm just changing it. So YouTube Suggestions is pretty generic to begin with. Tacking on a number won't make it any more generic, and I can still have something to differentiate. So we have YouTube Suggestions 8. It's the 8th one that I've done. Okay, so once I decided to concentrate on smaller channels, then it was a question of what is a small channel. I really wasn't sure where that line was drawn. And somebody with 5,000 subscribers sounds pretty big to some of us. But then compare that with a channel that has 50,000, it doesn't seem so big. And then compare that channel to someone with 5 million, and 5,000 becomes as small as a tick, which makes me the bit of dust on the back of a tick. Finally, someone, I don't even remember who it was now, in talking about the different channel sizes, happened to throw out the number 25,000 subscribers as the top of the small channel chain. So I said, that sounds good to me. So any channel under 25,000 subscribers could be eligible to be one of these channels. Anything over that may still pop up as a 6th channel. Okay, now that all of that is out of the way, let's get to our first 6th channel under this format. I brought her up a couple of times before in other videos and found that a few of you are at least familiar with her. It's Graveyard Girl. I was making a run through some paranormal channels a good while back, and Graveyard Girl came up in some of my suggested videos. So I said, okay, let's check her out. And Bunny Meyer has been hosting Graveyard Girl for about 7 years, and has just over 8 million subscribers. I didn't realize it when I first saw the suggestion, but I had caught wind of her before. She was actually nominated for the first favorite web personality, or something to that effect, on, I think it was the Nickelodeon Awards, and this is going back a few years. But when she started out, she talked a lot about her own paranormal experiences, but she has, I hate to say she evolved from that, that makes it sound bad, but she branched out from that and does all kinds of different things on her channel. Now, Lainey from What's Paranormal thinks I'm just crushing on her. And by gosh, why wouldn't I be? But I really find her very funny and entertaining. And I really like her Does This Thing Really Work videos. She's also a fellow Texan. Lives in the Austin area. And isn't so bad to crush on either. So if you're not one of the 8.1 million that's already subscribed, go check her out. She's got a great channel. And doesn't forget where she came from. That's an important thing too. She still has kind of a small channel mentality. I think she kind of misses that sometimes. Okay, speaking of Lainey, she does not like being the subscription monkey or shout out monkey. We never really settled on which one it was. What the hell was that? That was not me. I did just eat a burrito, but that was not me. I think that was the garbage. No, it's not. It's Friday. It can't be the garbage truck. Oh well, whatever. But yeah, I have to say, I have to say, Lainey is right. She won't be the subscription shout out monkey leading into the set of channels anymore. Obviously, she's going to be the suggestion monkey. Grant Wilson is a plumber from the northeastern United States that has been involved in paranormal research for decades. He started his YouTube channel recently to share some of his experience and wisdom, as well as talk about his other interests. He is a game creator, a musician, an artist, and oh yeah, he was on a TV show called Ghost Hunters for like 7 years or something. Yes, Grant Wilson. That Grant Wilson. Ghost Hunter is Grant Wilson. Right now, he is just over 4,000 subscribers. So for the moment, he is one of us. He is lingering on the bottom of YouTube. I know there is a tendency to look at the likes of Grant and say, he's just one of those TV guys. Well, he wasn't always a TV guy. And I think one of the reasons he left the show was to get back to basics. And he has now brought those basics to YouTube. He is very knowledgeable and has a great deal of experience when it comes to the paranormal. And you can't deny that he, along with the others on Ghost Hunters, did a lot to bring legitimacy to paranormal research and made it possible for some people who needed help to come forward. I think it's great that he started this channel to share his knowledge with other people. So go check it out and see what he has to offer. I've mentioned Old Not Dead before, but I felt I wanted to give him his own spot. You know, he has become one of the channels I go to regularly, or at least as regularly as I can manage these days. It gets harder and harder as time goes. I don't remember how I came across him now. It's just one of those channels that I can't remember now not being subscribed to him. I do remember it was Scott's Thoughts that I first saw, but one thing I can't miss is his Funny Friday. I love, and I guess they have come to be known as dad jokes. He tells one every Friday. He's got a lot of good ones, and some so bad they're good, which makes them the best jokes. He does pop up with some other videos occasionally. He has a really cool one where he came across this little cemetery in the Arizona desert. Just shallow graves. It was just very odd looking. He also has some abandoned location videos and does some cool drone shots. He's a big golfer too, so he does some golf videos here and there. Scott's been on YouTube for about a year, and right now he's sitting at just over 1,100 subscribers. So a nice archive of videos to go through. Check out his channel, and if you like chicken hats, you'll be especially pleased. I have steered away from gamer channels, partly because I just wasn't sure how to go about presenting them. But East Dad has a pretty cool channel, and I wanted to give it a try, so if this sucks, I'm sorry. I don't really consider myself a gamer, but I do like to check out some games and gamer channels, and the gamer channels are a great way to see games in action. You know, East Dad is always very welcoming when I go to his channel, which I gotta say, not every gamer really is, quite frankly. You know, he plays Friday the 13th a lot, and I am going to have to break down and try this game sometime because it looks really cool. His content isn't all Friday the 13th. He actually popped up with Miss Pac-Man a while back, which gave me some flashbacks. And as I was putting this together, I noticed he uploaded Galaga just a few minutes ago, which is an even bigger flashback for me. He's got Halloween, Resident Evil, even Street Fighter. He does come up with a non-game related video from time to time. And it's a pretty cool channel. He's a cool guy, and it's a great way to check out some games. I don't know what else you could ask for from a gamer channel, so go check him out. JD Knight 7. You got to make sure you get that 7 in there. JD is a vlogger that has been on YouTube for about 8 years. But it's only been about the last year or so, I guess. He really has been uploading regularly. Like a lot of us, the winter kept him cooped up inside a lot in recent weeks, but he still puts up a video about once a week, even if it's just a quick walk through the park. He's got some beautiful shots of the snow in his area, which I have to say is a lot more fun watching on YouTube rather than dealing with it in person. He puts up some inspirational quotes, which is nice to see if you just need a little pick-me-up. JD did a couple of videos on the history of the airplane over the last month as well. It really brought home just how fast the technology of the airplane grew in, historically speaking, a short period of time. He's also been talking a lot about music lately, and I get the idea that, at least musically, if we had met back in the day, we would have got along just fine. A lot of the same tastes in music. It's a great channel, and I do want to add, just for full disclosure, that JD is also a great supporter of this channel as well. He's got a great channel of his own, so go check him out. Barrelboy Woods is from the United Kingdom. He has just over 7,000 subscribers and has been uploading for about 5 years. One of the great things about YouTube is you can see different parts of the world from a local's perspective, and Barrelboy has some great stuff from his area. One of my favorites is titled Bus Road Trip from Kendal, where he just rides a double-decker bus in Kendal, which is a market town in England. It's just a part of the world I would probably never see otherwise. And he also gets some beautiful shots at the Lancaster Canal and has some videos at the beach and at a nearby lake. He has a pretty full archive. There's no way I could go over everything he has because he does do a little of everything. But just to prove that there is always something new, even with 5 years of content and doing all the different things he does, he did something for the first time recently and did his first food review, trying the McDonald's Big Grand Mac. He has his friend Kevin with him for that, who seems more interested in the fries than making a video. But you're sure to find something you like with all that content, so reach across the ocean, give Barrelboy a look. There's a lot of interesting stuff to see. Okay, those are the 5 channels I'm putting up this time around. If there is anything here new to you, go check them out and consider subscribing. If you do subscribe, please let them know how you came across their channel, and let me know that you went. I always like to know if I'm doing anybody any good. I'll leave links in the description as well as at the end of the video. Speaking of subscribing, if you haven't done that here, please click that little red button with the S word on it. It's free, even. Won't cost you a thing. If you're a returning subscriber, thanks for coming back, and congratulations on making it this far into the video. I wish I had a prize for you, other than to say thank you, but YouTube hasn't reached that point of technological advancement yet. Whatever the situation, returning, new, just passing through, thanks for watching. I hope you liked it, and I will see you next time.